This 7 Minutes to a Better West Virginia is brought to you by New River Community and Technical College. Your next step to a great career.
Thank you, Scott, and good day to everybody. My name is Bill O'Brien, and many of you know me from the radio for the last 40 plus years, so microphones are my friend. Live audiences are not. Many people have said I have a face for radio, so we'll see what happens now. And the other thing is, for all of these years, doing long-form broadcasting and to keep remarks to 7 minutes, it's going to be a little tough, Scott, but we'll do our best. I've been a resident of Beckley for virtually all of my life. Many of you know me for broadcasting football and basketball and baseball games on the big dog, WJLS. I performed thousands of interviews, not only for sports, but also public affairs. Eventually, my wife and I had an opportunity and we purchased the radio stations. For years, she and I had to make a payroll twice a month for decades, and we did. We were able to work with not only our employees, but the general public, and of course the citizens, because as you know, public broadcasting is for the public. So, over the years, I think I can tell you that I have a record for integrity, for honesty, and now, since I retired earlier this year, I have the time to continue to serve our community. My family taught me the value of serving. My father was a manager at the old Montgomery Ward store, which was on Neville Street in downtown Beckley, then it was downtown. My mother, Inez O'Brien, for more than a quarter century, was the head of the Red Cross here in Beckley. And in fact, at one time, she served a term on Beckley Common Council. I was taught to volunteer by them, to give back to the community. So over the years, I've served on various boards and committees. I've emceed everything from parades to ping pong ball drops, you name it, and I've done it. How are we doing, Scott? 7 minutes? Okay, all right. Now, it's time for one idea to better our city. It would be easy to say, we need an idea to help as far as our crime problem. Most places have parking problems, traffic issues, job problems. But today my thought is about the homeless population. Especially at this time of year, with the weather so bad. We know about the street people in our town and in most towns across America. We know about the community outside the city limits at the shopping centers. These people need a place. Recently, there was an article in the Register Herald that Governor Earl Ray Tomblin has revived a council whose task is to tackle the homeless problem in West Virginia. In that article, the governor estimates that more than 3,000 people go homeless every night. 45% of them are families. Now, let me shift to a community in Missouri, just outside Kansas City, where my son and his family live. The community is roughly the size of Beckley. They too have the problems that the city of Beckley have. What they did there was to tackle the homeless problem, among other issues. I had a chance earlier to speak with the former director of that program in that city. Yes, that city hired somebody to tackle that problem. She worked with the local churches. She worked with the local owners of empty properties, houses and apartments. Certain churches adopted a homeless family. They were placed in an empty apartment or house, rent-free for 6 months, and were helped to find a job. They received counseling through their sponsoring church. So far, the majority of those in that program have successfully transitioned off the streets. They have become productive members again of that community. Yes, it takes a commitment for the city to hire a coordinator, to work with churches, to work with state government, but it can be done. Scott, how are we doing? 7 minutes? Let me just say this. The city of Beckley is a great place to live and work. I would like to be given the opportunity to serve as mayor. But please understand, this is not a regular election that we're about to have. I've had so many people that come up to me over the last few weeks and to say, we'd love for you to serve as mayor. How can we help? We'll vote. We'll put a yard sign up. We'll give you a donation. Can't do that. This is not a regular election. It's up to the 7 members of Beckley Common Council who will choose who will sit in the mayor's chair for the next 2.5 years. I'm Bill O'Brien. I would like to serve as your mayor. Thank you so much for your attention. Have a copacetic day. And thanks, Scott.